So let's get into this intentional topic of the week. So the intentional topic of the week is actually the start of a series that I'm going to be kind of unveiling in these next few weeks, okay? And it is the Stairwell to Intentional Living. This is a 4-step process, a 4-step kind of pathway that I lead people on when I coach them to help them build the foundations that they need to build in their own lives, and then building the systems around that so that they can execute and live and all that kind of stuff. And the very first step to that is actually acknowledging your dreams. So I wanted to kind of talk through this. What does this mean to have this journey and to acknowledge your dreams, acknowledge the dreams that God gave you? Now, listen, just so you know, if you're watching, you're going to see me moving back and forth because listen, okay, let me tell y'all, this is, okay, I'm going to ramble a little bit, all right? So I have a Bluetooth mouse, or I have a mouse that needs a little USB, but my USBs are currently occupied. I'm probably going to show y'all my setup at some point. So now I got to go reach for my laptop all the way over here, and then I'm looking at my screen and I'm looking. It's the whole thing. But anyway, I didn't need to tell y'all that. Let me get back on topic. Acknowledging the dream that God gave you. We're gonna be talking about remembering the dream and making sure and making sure that we're remembering it and how important it is to do that. So let me tell you a little story. Growing up, I just knew that I was going to be a pediatrician. Okay, I was going to go to college. I was going to get my medical degree, and I was going to save all the children, all of them, every last one of them. Okay. And it was a dream that I remembered that carried me through all of school, college, high school, college, all of those things, right? It was the dream that caused me to keep going when I actually failed a class in college. Now, for me, failing a class, oh my gosh. Oh, that was a horrible time in college, right? Because listen, I was I am a first generation a child of Caribbean immigrants, and when I'm first born and first generation, you must be perfect. Like you have to do well. And that wasn't even something that my parents put on me. I put that on me, right? So when I failed a class in college, oh my gosh, it was horrible for me. But it was remembering the dream of being a pediatrician that kept me pushing, right? It was remembering the dream that got me to take the MCATs. It was remembering the dream that helped me to keep moving when things were not working how I wanted it to work. But guess what? The gag is I didn't actually become a pediatrician. But that's the beautiful thing about remembering the dream rightly. Okay, so I'm going to actually give you just 3 things that remembering my dream of being a pediatrician helped me to do. And it's going to help you build and acknowledge the dreams that God has placed on your heart too. Okay, so number 1, remembering the dream, remembering this desire to be a pediatrician throughout my life, it helped me direct my path. My dream dictated the classes that I took. It dictated the internships that I did. It even dictated my friends, the degree that I decided to take on, right? Because I had this dream and I knew that I needed to do these things to make this dream happen. It directed my path. The second thing that it did was that it helped me to focus. Remembering my dream caused me to focus, and even in disappointment, helped me to keep moving forward. I talked about how I failed the class, and also I got like my first C in college. Listen, that was a lot for me. Okay, I know that's not everybody's plight, but for me, it was devastating. Okay, anyway, so it helped me focus. Remembering the dream, remembering the desires of my heart helped me to focus in and make sure that I was able to get through the degree. Because listen, I learned that C's get degrees, okay? That's what I learned. That's what I learned in college, okay? All right. So, and then the final one is kind of a little bit different. It helped me, or it reminded me and caused me to pivot when necessary. So remembering the dream, right? It had me delve deep into my why. why I wanted to be a pediatrician. And understanding that why helped me to pivot when the time was right. So, like I told you, I wanted to be a pediatrician all of my life. Like when I tell you all of my life, like I was telling family members that I was going to be a pediatrician when I was like in elementary school. Like that's how serious it was for me. Okay. But anyway, I I didn't become a pediatrician. And it wasn't because I couldn't. It actually was because I started to realize that it actually wasn't really what I wanted to do. And it was me analyzing that dream and understanding the why behind that dream that allowed me to pivot when the time was right. So for me, like I said, I didn't become a pediatrician. I actually went to school, got my degree in biological sciences. And my senior year, I'm telling you a little bit of my testimony. My senior year, I was watching all of my friends get actually excited about studying for the MCATs. Like, even though it was hard, they were excited about studying for it. And they were excited about going on hospital visits and all these different things. And I was starting to realize that I wasn't as excited. I wasn't as excited about the studying, and not because I didn't like studying, because I am a nerd in real life. Okay, if you haven't figured it out, I am a nerd in real life. It is what it is. And I love to read. I love to study. I love to learn new things. But studying the MCATs, it wasn't fun for me. Right. And then I realized, like, I'm going, like, all of my friends are so excited to go on these different, like, medical school visits and things like that. And I was not excited. I was excited about learning about how they did what they did. I was excited about learning about the honestly the public health aspect of healthcare, and I didn't even realize that was what I was excited about back then. But I realized that I wasn't excited in the same way. And it actually was like a really life-changing moment for me when I realized that all of my friends were so excited about medical school, and I was not. So it actually helped me understanding, like, going back and looking at that dream and, like, honestly asking God and really thinking about, well, why was I so interested in becoming a pediatrician? It helped me figure out and pivot my life. And now I'm in the field of public health, and I loved it. Love it, loved it, love it, love it, because I'm still in the field of public health. And pivoting, being able to understand that why, being able to really look at my dream and not get attached to the actual dream, the actual thing, then it helped me to realize, oh, it wasn't being a pediatrician. It was helping people. It was being a part of the system that can actually give people better health outcomes, right? And that's how I became and started going down my journey of getting my master's in public health and working in the field that I work in now. And it even helped me to understand my desire for coaching people. Like, I want to get people to their next step. Yes, thank you. For my friend says good perspective. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, like, that pivot was necessary for me. And now I'm in the place that I want to be, right? And if I had pushed past, my doubts and became a pediatrician, now, first of all, I probably wouldn't have been that paid, because pediatricians don't get paid enough, okay? Let me tell you about that. We could talk about that. But anyway, but I would have been paid well. And but I wouldn't have been happy. So I encourage you guys to take a moment, right? And I want you to acknowledge the dream that you left by the wayside because of the busyness of life. I want you to ask yourself why this dream is important. And then I want you to write it down, because in Habakkuk 2:2-3, it says to write it down and make it plain so that the herald can run with it. And a herald is somebody who's an official announcement maker. He's the person that makes sure that everybody knows what you're about to do. So write it down clearly. Okay. All right. Now I am over. I be chatting. Okay. I be having all the things to say. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and close out with prayer. Now, if you want some help with this whole series, if you want some help with that, I have a whole series on my YouTube channel about the stairwell to intentional living. And if you want some one-on-one coaching, definitely hit me up below, okay? I would love to help you establish and acknowledge your dreams and walk through building an intentional life, okay?